So I'm a chemist, and for a long time I had a research group. We studied low temperature chemistry, chemical reactions that occur near absolute zero, but we also studied high temperature chemistry of explosives and rocket propellants and things like that, just chemistry at the extremes of temperatures. And I still consider myself a chemist.
Okay.
I teach a chemistry course this semester. When I was a faculty member, I realized that my sphere of influence was a mile deep and an inch wide. And I had a big impact on the lives of half a dozen students who were working in my research group. And I wanted to have an impact on the lives of a greater number of students. And that really is what motivated my journey into higher education administration. The job of being a president is almost never exactly what they say in the position announcement. There are always surprises. And I encountered most of those surprises in my first presidency at Weber State University. So when I came here, I pretty much knew what to expect. Of course, every institution is a little bit different from the others. And one of the really nice surprises of being at a residential institution like Salisbury University is that students are around all the time. At night, on the weekends, it's great.
Yeah.
And for a person like me who tries to be a student-centered administrator, that's wonderful. I believe, as one of my core philosophies of being a president, that every university has an obligation to be a leader in its community, a leader for economic prosperity and a leader for social justice. And so one of the things that we are trying very hard to do is to increase affordability and access to higher education, particularly for students who are on the Eastern Shore, who live here. Because we know that students who come here from the Eastern Shore are more likely to settle here on the Eastern Shore and contribute to the local economy. So local meaning Salisbury and the greater Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
So a lot of our focus these days, a lot of the things that we're doing are designed to attract those students to come to Salisbury University to earn their degrees and then to contribute to the economy locally. We are focused in a number of areas, but one of them is entrepreneurship. And so we are helping students and other people in the Mid-Atlantic region to start small businesses, to start with an idea and turn it into a small business and thrive. And we particularly encourage people to start those businesses in Salisbury and on the Eastern Shore. So when I arrived here in July, Mayor Day was one of the very first people who I met. And there is no doubt about his being a high energy person. But I just love the sort of things that the city of Salisbury is doing. From the National Folk Festival to revitalizing downtown to creating financial incentives for people to work here and live here at the same time. They are doing a lot of the really great things that you need to do these days to turn a small town into a thriving city. We will be doing more with entrepreneurship. We will have a bigger presence downtown, especially in the health professions. Not necessarily the core sciences or engineering. We have to make sure that our educational offerings are complementary to those of UMES because we are partners in higher education. And as partners, we have the responsibility to together serve the higher education needs on the Eastern Shore. It doesn't make sense for us to compete with each other. And so while every university has an English department and a chemistry department, for some of the more specialized things like nursing and physical therapy and respiratory therapy, we try to be complementary. For a long time, this place cultivated an image as a small private liberal arts college, and that served us well for many years. Now it's my preference to focus more on access and affordability, and so the public nature of our institution is coming more to the fore. Things like need-based student aid is becoming more and more important for us, but the quality of students who come here is still very, very high, and we are holding what we call the student profile very, very high. So we have high expectations of students, and they are living up to those expectations.